Number 10, Ballerina Cora. She was the leader of the Cora clan, a powerful vampire bloodline in Vardenfell. Known for their unmatched physical strength and warrior prowess, the Cora were one of the three major factions in Morrowind. Valerina was an Imperial vampire who founded the Cora clan sometime after her brother was killed by the Burn vampires during an expedition in the Dwemer ruin. She once sent newly recruited vampires to kill a rising vampire who claimed himself a god and started a cult. By the end of the Third Era, her clan resided in the Dwemer ruins of Jerusalem and controlled parts of the Telvanni Peninsula. After the extinction of another clan, a vial of Verena's blood became highly sought. The patriarch of the Burned clan and Mistress Druta of House Telvanni were eventually killed, but ultimately she is still known as one of the most powerful vampires of her era. Number 9, Javid Darn. Get used to hearing the name Darn, by the way. They're basically the Kennedys of the Elder Scrolls universe. Now, Javid Darn was an Imperial mage from Chidenthal, known for his mastery of necromancy and his allegiance to Moloch Val, the son of Eurixa Darn and nephew of Abner Darn. Javid sought power through dark magic and aligned with Manamarco and the Order of the Black Worm. He led a campaign to capture the region of Reaper's March, corrupting the Main, and conspiring to destroy the Khajiit province of Elsewhere. Javid allied with the Stonefire cult, using necromancy and Daedric forces to undermine the first Altmeri Dominion. His invasion of Reaper's March involved raising a dark archer in Arthenia and spreading chaos across the region, including corrupting the Dark Main. Javid's plans were ultimately thwarted by the Vestige, the Domain, and the Lunar Champion during the battles of Moonmount. He was eventually killed in Dune during a confrontation where he summoned the Dark Main to assist him. After his death, his soul was imprisoned in Cold Harbor. Eurixa Darn blamed the Vestige for Javid's death, though she ultimately dismissed revenge as not worth the effort. Number 8, Titus Valerious. Titus originally hailed from Cyrodiil and was part of an elite group known as the Ankara Warriors under his emperor. Though loyal, he secretly conspired with the people of Hammerfell to stop the emperor's plan to invade his homeland. While the rebellion was crushed, the invasion was called off, and Titus managed to remain undiscovered as a conspirator. His resolve to fight for his homeland only deepened when he met his future wife. Titus was pulled in time to the Second Era, centuries after his original time. The Ankara warriors, including Titus, were bound to the will of Emperor Tarsh Z, who sought immortality, dark rituals, and celestial magic. These rituals placed the warriors in temporal stasis when the Empire fell. Despite his displacement in time, Titus' resolve and sense of duty remained intact. He later fought alongside the Vestige to end the Ankara threat. The Celestial Warrior regarded Titus as one of the greatest warriors in the history of Tamriel. Number 7, Arendra Attis. Arendra Attis is an Imperial mage and acolyte of the Psijic Order, known for her immense potential and skill in magic. She is the only Imperial member of the Psijic Order, recruited personally by the Right Master himself. Despite her non-alt heritage, Arendra undertakes dangerous missions, including helping the Psijic Lore Master defeat a powerful Slog conjurer and ice mage. After the Right Master's death, she became a prominent leader within the Psijic Order and assisted the Vestige in gathering allies, such as the tribunal god Seal, to prepare for a possible Daedric invasion. Alendra is a powerful mage important to the Order due to both her intelligence and magical power. Number 6. The Drake of Blaze. The Drake of Blaze is an Imperial agent and member of the Dragon Guard, an organization dedicated to safeguarding the Ruby Throne in the Imperial City. The Dragon Guard also served as bodyguards to Emperor Remain during the formation of the Second Era. After defeating the Sublime Brazier and other Daedric forces, the Drake of Blaze performed a ritual with Father Agnatus that transformed her into an immortal guardian of the Sublime. This granted her immense power from Akatosh himself, including flame manipulation, portal creation, precognition abilities akin to that of Imperial Saints. She vowed to keep the Sublime Brazier existence known only to the Dragon Guard, protecting it until a new Dragonborn reclaims the throne. Jagar Thrawn. Jagar Thrawn was a powerful sorcerer of mixed ancestry who sought to become Emperor. He was strong enough to face the Eternal Champion, a skilled warrior who likely wielded powerful Daedric artifacts. Thrawn wielded the Staff of Magnus, a staff capable of teleporting individuals to alternate dimensions, or powerful enough to create those dimensions himself. His magical shield was so powerful it had to be destroyed indirectly. Number 4. Abner Dron. Grandmaster Abner Dron, the head of the Elder Council, advisor to emperors and kings. Abner Dron is a member of the Dron family, a lineage with deep ties to the Imperial throne and significant political influence, known for their loyalty to the Empire and ruthlessness subjugation or elimination of deserters within Imperial territories. Their work is grim, but it is necessary if the Empire is to endure. Honestly, this guy is incredibly important to the Elder Scrolls Online game that I honestly need to shorten his list of feats. First, he is incredibly gifted in the School of Magic, serving as Imperial Battle Mage of Tamriel, was one of the 5 companions recruited by Varen Aqualaris to overthrow the Emperor and the Richmond dynasty. The Emperor, who he saw as just a brutish conqueror who wanted one of his daughters' hand in marriage, ultimately he conspired against him and fought a brutal war, eventually leading to the Emperor's death. He would assist the Vestige many times, particularly against the dragon invasion that he pretty much caused. He, along with others, fought Kill-Granted, an incredibly powerful vampire, strong enough to not only lift an entire island, but cause an explosion that would have destroyed all of Tamriel if not for the interference of Abner Thrawn and the Filiarchs. So he's not just powerful, he's the more honorable side of the Thrawn family. Number 3. Remain Cyrodiil. Remain Cyrodiil, the worldly god. Remain truly became known after the first major interaction between Akaveri and Tamriel began, when the Seshi armada invaded, advancing through Morrowind and Skyrim toward the Dural Mountains. Their aggression provoked Vivek, who allied with the Trident Kings of Drew, to cut off the Akaveri supply lines. This forced the Akaveri to establish a headquarters at Pale Pass. Remain led an assault on Pale Pass, where they unexpectedly surrendered to Remain Cyrodiil's forces, claiming they had found what they sought in Tamriel. Many Seshi veterans subsequently joined the Remain army after hearing his mighty voice, aiding in the formation of the Second Empire. Basically, they found their new god, a Dragonborn. These new warriors would become his personal bodyguards, and would come to be known as Dragon Guards, basically government dragon hunters. He would be killed by a group of assassins, but for his feats as being a dragon hunter and godlike being, he deserves this spot at number 3. Number 2. Zurin Arctis. Zurin Arctis could possibly be of another race, but I'm certainly not doing this video again, so let's get it going. He was a powerful battlemate, said to be the most powerful to ever live, who served Emperor Titus Valerious, playing a pivotal role in the campaigns to unite Tamriel. Arctis created the Totem of Titus Valerious, a magical artifact essential for controlling the Nundum, a colossal golem intended to aid in conquering the Somerset Isles. He infused his own life force into the Mantella, the power source for the Nundum. However, after the successful reactivation of Golem, Titus Valerious betrayed Arctis, using Nundum to crush neutral royal family. In the ensuing conflict over the Mantella, both Arctis and the Nundum were destroyed, leading to his transformation into the Underking, a being caught between life and death, seeking revenge against the Emperor. In the aftermath, Arctis cursed the Blades, the elite soldiers of the Empire, trapping them in a state of undead servitude within the ruined holy site. He sent his minions to search for the lost Mantella. The discovery of the Mantella led to significant events accumulating in the Warp in the West, where various factions sought to control the Totem of Titus Valerious. Throughout these events, Zurin's influence remained significant as he orchestrated happenings behind the scenes. Ultimately, during the Warp in the West, the Totem was given to the Underking. He activated the Nundum one last time, merging with the Mantella and achieving a brief return to flesh before finally attaining true death in a massive explosion that reshaped the Bay region. Overall, Zurin's ability to construct powerful artifacts with his own power that can control godlike beings like Nundum gives him this well-deserved spot as the second most powerful Imperial in history. Number 1. Panol Whitestrake. Perhaps more god than actually Imperial, but that's how Oblivion treats him, so good enough. Panol Whitestrake was a legendary figure known for brutal warfare and divine intervention. Some legends claim Panol arrived in Tamriel from Atmora with Ysmir's companions during the Mythic era, but conflicting accounts mention various incarnations of Panol. He became known as the wandering hero, conquering lands and ruling king, only to abandon his kingdoms. He was notorious for his hatred of elves, and once mistakenly massacred Khajiit, believing them to be elves. He nearly drove that race to extinction, but the slaughter provoked a battle with the cat god Alkush, or the greatest of the 9 divines, Akatosh. They battled, and Akatosh shouted him from elsewhere all the way to Cyrodiil, creating a hole in time-space. Sometime after his companion Huna was killed, he became even more brutal on the battlefield and slayed many Elliot sorcerer kings. Panol's final confrontation was against Umril, the Unfeathered, a half-Elliot, half-divine being. After killing Umril, Panol was mortally wounded and dismembered by the other Elliot king. Despite his death, Panol's legacy lived on, and his ghost later guided a new champion who would defeat Umril again centuries later during the events of the Knights of the Nine. Panol's remembered as a hero and for his incredible power and bloodlust. He is immortalized various ways by scholars and historians. Some even tattooed depiction of his great battle against Umril. One saint built a great chapel, claiming that Panol appeared in his dreams. His legacy is often compared to great figures such as Titus Septim and Ysmir, and in the end, his actions shaped Cyrodiil and all of Tamriel. Well, we are finally winding down here. My next video will be, of course, on High Elves. Please remember to like, sub, hit the bell. Later.